They're just really stupid.
The Bloom Table.
Boom! Guess who stepped in the room? Hey everyone, this is another episode of the Bloom Table. Bloomies. The Bloomies. I'm Dexter.
I'm Rosie.
I'm Cupcake.
I'm me.
And today we're going to be talking about loyalty. Oh, I thought they were going to sing, but anyway. Loyalty. But anyway. So today we're gonna talk about loyalty. We're gonna talk about lethal loyalty. Just a lot of different things on loyalty. So we're gonna start with Rosie first, and
Go ahead with your bad self.
Loyalty. Growing up, being an adult, I think that loyalty is something that it's been kind of pressed upon all of us, ingrained in all of us, and it's great to be a loyal person, right? We all like loyal people. We admire that in people, but there are levels to loyalty. You definitely shouldn't be loyal to things that are unhealthy. You definitely shouldn't be loyal to things that put you in a bad situation, a bad space, or even unsafe places. Me and Mish were talking about this earlier this week. We had saw a clip where Pastor Darius was saying, just because I love you doesn't mean I love who you love. So it's like, yes, I love you, I trust you, but just because I trust you doesn't mean I trust who you trust. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be loyal to who you're loyal to. And I think it's important that we, especially as believers, we set those boundaries and we stick to them. If I tell you I don't want to be around someone or something, or I don't want to go to a certain place, if you really have loyalty to me, then you should respect my boundary that I've had in place, because just because you love it there doesn't mean that I love it there. You love Lodabar, I don't. So I think that it's important that we, are comfortable with understanding that just because I love you does not mean that I love what and who you love. And that's okay. You know what I mean? We can still be in agreement and have different interests. You know what I mean? But I think that, a lot of times we feel like, oh, I'm loyal, so I'm going to just deal with it. Like, why should I sit in something that I'm uncomfortable with if I'm uncomfortable? Right. That's not loyalty. I got to be loyal to me first. God then me. And if God is telling me not to do something, if God is telling me not to be in certain places, then I have to be loyal to that first. Yeah. And being loyal to him first keeps me loyal to me first, because that keeps me safe. You know what I mean? So I think that it's important that we kind of debunk this ride or die thing that we've adopted. From kids to adults. Ride or die. No, I'm not riding, and I'm for sure I'm not about to die.
Right.
Not for you. So I think that it's a thing. We really, I know for us specifically, we've been taught to be loyal, like up to a fault. You know what I mean? You gotta be loyal. You gotta be loyal. But to what cost?
Right. At what cost? Right?
Because if it costs me my peace, like we talked about last week, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts on loyalty.
Yeah, and as you were talking, I was thinking about, it's like, dang, why am I still being loyal to things that are no longer serving me, that are no longer for the betterment of my soul, that maybe have never been for the betterment of my soul? Why am I being loyal to things or people who don't even care about my soul? Right. And then that's crazy. Right. Like we talk about, you can't put me in heaven or hell. Only God can. Right. There's no, I can't do that for you. You can't do that for me. So it's like, it's our part. It's like we shouldn't be feel bad or ashamed for breaking out, for not being loyal to certain things that don't serve us.
Exactly.
Right.
It's like, why should I stay in bondage to appease how you feel? Why should I stay stagnant because you feel some type of way? Feelings aren't facts.
Right.
So no, I'm going with God first every single time. And a lot of times, let's be clear, God tells us to do stuff that we being us are like, oh, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're being honest, sometimes the things that God tells us to do are uncomfortable for us.
Yeah.
They break the norm of what we're used to. They break the whole program up sometimes.
Yeah.
Everything that you thought was going on has fallen apart.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, God works all things together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, no.
Yeah.
You know, we have to start prioritizing our peace.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what we need to focus on our peace first. And then focus on what God wants you to do first, then your peace. You know what I mean? And then we can get to the loyalty part of it. But a lot of times, you know, I see people kind of like glamorizing loyalty. Like, yeah, I did a bid for him. That's not loyalty. That's foolish.
Right.
Woo. That's foolishness.
Again, like you said, ride or die. Like,
Yeah.
You dying on that hill, then you
Man.
you jumping off the bridge too. Then okay,
Yes.
like
Because it's like it's like, okay, you're being loyal to them, but are they being loyal to you?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And anything not reciprocated is dead.
Yeah.
lethal, right?
It's legal. It's legal.
Loyalty.
Yeah,
Right.
you know. So I mean, we see stories about it all the time. People being too loyal and they end up in jail and all type of stuff. And it's like, no, you gotta be obedient to God first, and then He'll tell you who to be loyal to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then because you think about it, even like someone who is closest, like we talk about, like it's like, man, even the closest to you can really like betray you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like in the Bible, like
Right.
with Jesus and Judas, like
Right.
like even the closest to you. So it's like loyal to a fault, especially like when you're not in this walk, when you're not living saved, or when you're not with people who are
Right.
truly trusted, kingdom friendships, kingdom, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
kingdom loyalty.
Right.
It's like, and if it's not from God, then it's really like you could be betrayed, or you could like all of these different things that come along. We talked about like sin or like a lie, how it like it increases what you allow will
Yes.
increase, and it's like
Yes.
it's like bang bang bang, like
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it's like, dang, like now I'm betrayed. Now I'm like you said, I'm taking the bid, and now I'm doing life in prison.
Right.
And my man who was not my man,
Right.
like, he said, "Peace out,
All right.
baby girl."
and if you really think about it, there has to be, for someone to betray you, they gotta know you.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean, for us to even identify it as a betrayal, there's some level of knowing.
Yeah.
There's some level of loyalty, you know what I mean, in that.
Right.
So you really, you know, when you really start to peel it off, it's like an onion. There's so many layers, you know what I mean? So it's like, if I don't know you and you do something to me, is that betrayal? I don't know you. So I can't say you didn't betray me. Like, betrayal comes from the things that we tend to love. We betrayed God when we crucified Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, you know, and He loves us.
Yeah.
Like, deeply, you know,
Right.
beyond what we can even, you know, really conceptualize. So, yeah, it's a thing.
Yes. It makes me think about like how true loyalty is rooted in love. Like, and God is love, and it's like He is the only one that's truly loyal. Like, He's really the only one, like you said, who even when we are disloyal, like He knows we're just dust, like we're just flesh, but we are still like from the King of Kings. He like trusts us, and He trusts because of His Son, really. And it's like, oh my goodness, it's not to say like, oh, if you ain't saved, then we can't have no loyalty. It's not necessarily saying that. It's just like, are we like spirit? Like, are we of one spirit, like with Jesus, or not? Because most times, whatever you're loyal to as a person who is not on this walk, you're going to choose it over the loyalty that you can have in this relationship with me or with God, you know? So if you can't even be loyal to God, and reciprocate His loyalty that He's given us as a gift back to Him, then what more are we going to do with each other?
Right.
So you really got to be yoked up with people who are choosing that, you know, and that's a challenge at times, because when you are living in your flesh, you are not choosing that. You're choosing your things, like we talked about last week, over the loyalty that you can have with Him. So like Rosie was saying, it's like, man, it's a disassociated loyalty that we're taught in this world system. And then when you go to the kingdom, it's so different. Everything is just so different. It's not like we are better than people and we have better loyalty. No, it's just only one loyalty that really happens, and it's when you have that relationship with God. So it's like, and Cupcake mentioned it, like everybody ain't got that. They choosing their things to be loyal over it. And like you will pray for those who are choosing those things over, you know, like God and even a real relationship with friends. But I'm not going to be yoked up with you in every season and labor with you as a friend because then I'm over here having dissociated loyalty with you.
Right.
And then you're over here faulting me because God told me something different than what you're trying to tell me. It's
Right.
been plenty of relationships, I know I'll speak for myself, where it's like, dang, I want to bring you along. I want to walk this thing out with you to send you to the one who really going to help you with all the things you talk to me on the phone about. But I ain't getting no call no more because I ain't loyal to a fault with everything and everyone. I'm not going to sit there and let you just keep getting beat up by old boy. And then you think I'm not loyal because I won't hear you talk about the problem of it. Well,
Right.
you got to go to the source. And if I'm pointing you to the source and you don't want it every single time with every single thing, then what am I supposed to do? Still stay in the connection?
Right.
A lot of times we feel obligated, and there's no fear in love. So obligation sometimes out of context is fear based. A lot of relationships be fear based, and we don't even
Right.
realize it until we leave out of it. Like you were talking about, like just being isolated and out of that cycle. We be in cycles with ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think like loyalty is a cycle that you can have if you don't get with God on it about what it looks like for you
Yeah.
with Him first, and then
Yeah.
like you said, if it's causing me to have a deficit or it's no reciprocity for me, then are you really getting something out of this relationship? Because I'm not really coming as I am with you.
Right.
I'm over here silent. I'm over here, not really having any boundaries or standards for you.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I have all these things for me.
Mhm.
I'm not really being a real friend to you. I'm not really being loyal. But I will pretend like I am just to appease you, just so I can still look supportive.
Right.
That sucks. Like I've had people really in my life for a long time that will not tell me the truth, will not tell me, even that I'm annoying or even that it's irritating or can you stop doing that or just things like that. And the Lord will deal with us like that. He loves us. Like there's no loyalty without love. So it's like makes me really think when I'm hearing you speak like, dang, like, a lot of people would have to know what love is from God first to know what loyalty truly is.
Yeah.
For me, that's what I'm getting from it. What do you guys feel?
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
I love what both of you guys said. All three of you, actually. I think most people don't understand what loyalty is. People want you to be loyalty for what serves them, like they both said. And it doesn't matter what it is. If you're not going to be loyal to me for how I feel or what's going on with me, then how are you a true friend to me? It doesn't matter how it is. They want you to get up under and do what they want to do. Like you said, serving two gods.
Yes.
But also at the same time, it's like, how do you expect someone to be loyal to you and you're slowly dying, but they're okay? So you're taking on all their baggage for your loyalty for them. They're like unloading everything on you because you're trying to be loyal. You're helping with whatever it is. Like you're about to go kill this cat for them, or you're about to go grocery shopping, or you're about to do whatever it is.
For real.
You're about to do whatever it is to go ahead and get that, but at what cost for you? Like, what is that cost for you? What are you losing to be loyal to somebody who doesn't care if you woke up the next day? Like what Rosalind said, like to take a bid, like that's crazy. I'm supposed to go to jail with you and lose my whole life because you think I'm supposed to be loyal to the people that you don't even care if my mama eat or if she's okay or if I'm gone. Are you gonna take care of them when I'm there?
Right.
Most people won't do that. They just want you to do what satisfies them and their taste in that moment in time. It's go ahead.
Oh no. I was just gonna say it's like, man, right. It's like, are we looking at the bigger picture, like in hindsight of everything that's happening?
Because we're kind of talking about the action of loyalty. I think loyalty is also what people say about you when you're not in the room. You know what I mean? Like when my name comes up, are you still loyal, or are you just running it up with them? Because your silence is disloyalty.
Yeah.
When you sit there and people are talking ill of me or anybody, and you allow that to happen, that is also disloyalty. And that's one thing that like it's been that's very important to me. As I grow in this walk, it's a big deal because it's like, and that's why like y'all always hear me say like, I do not play about Duana because she ain't never played about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you might want to talk about her, but don't do it to me because it's not gonna go well for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It won't.
Yeah.
And that's important to me, and that's something that I've really, really learned. You know what I mean? If somebody is talking about somebody that you claim to love and that you claim to have loyalty for, then you shut that down.
Yes.
They shouldn't be comfortable coming to you and saying nothing about nobody. Me, none of you, you know what I mean?
Right.
Can't nobody come to me and say nothing to me about y'all. It's gonna be ugly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you really nip it in the bud, it's not gonna keep happening.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And people don't, you know, we look at loyalty as the act of things, but it's also what you allow.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you allow somebody to say something that you know is not true?
Right.
But because you don't want to be confrontational, you just let it rock. No, that's disloyalty too. You know what I mean? Disloyalty is what you do loyalty is what you do behind my back.
Yes.
When I'm not there, when I'm not able to stand up for myself, are you going to stand up for me, or are you going to laugh at the joke because it's funny?
Right.
Being complacent.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? You're being complicit.
Yes.
So you just as bad as them. Actually worse, because you call yourself loyal to me.
Right.
They don't owe me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But you who say that you're loyal and that you love me, the joke is funny to you though. That's not loyalty. You know what I
Because
mean?
I'm not in a relationship with them. I'm in a
Exactly.
relationship with you.
Exactly.
Right.
If I'm in relation with you,
Mm-hmm.
then there should be no laughing about anything. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Or you know, anything inappropriately being said.
Yes.
You know, especially when I'm not in the room. It's when I'm not in the room is when you really should be going the hardest
Yes.
because I'm not there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So to me, it's like no, people can't just no. Like somebody couldn't come to me and tell me nothing about none of y'all
Yeah.
because I'm like, well, no.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be nice about it. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm not gonna be nice about it. So no, absolutely not. It's definitely what it's an action too, but it's also the things that are said when I'm not around, I'm not in earshot, and my back is turned. You know what I mean? It's if you really love me and we're really loyal to each other, then my loyalty should stand the test of time. It should stand in and out of your face. It should stand, you know, wherever I go, here and there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Loyalty is loyal. It's just that.
It
It's
sounds
loyalty.
like loyalty is like a soul support.
It
Like if you
is.
care about my soul, then you care about me. Then that means you care about everything and everyone connected to me.
Mhm.
So then you learn how to care about you in the interim of that. You see
Exactly.
how I have a standard for myself and for my loved ones, then you will start to have that for yourself, and you won't, like you said in the beginning, be around people who would you would not trust yourself, but
Right.
you would speak to them about me.
Right.
You wouldn't speak to them about yourself or about me anymore. You would gravitate more to those who would maybe give you sound counsel. You may not know what that is,
Right.
but you know, oh, I'm gonna really call this person because they might end up praying on the call.
Yeah.
It'd be so annoying, but I'd rather talk about mess about it, but
Mhm.
it's gonna end in them giving me something that I want to hear.
Right.
Great. That's something everybody's searching for. I'll speak for myself. That's something that I've been searching for. Like, man, I want this person to just tell me the truth. Like, and it's like, well, you kind of not in a space to really want to hear that all the way.
Right.
You may be attracting things and people around you, like you're talking about, that you kind of don't want to hear the truth for yourself. So you're okay with them telling lies about somebody
Right.
that you love,
Talking about
or
different-
you know, any of those things. And it's like,
Yeah.
are you really safe?
Right.
We talked about that too. Like, everyone wants to be in a safe space, whether
Absolutely.
they believe God or not believe God. They think they're in a safe space with people who don't believe God with them. Fine, you can have that. But eventually, hopefully, if you listen to this, I feel like somebody who really don't believe God might need to really hear this. You want to be somewhere where you feel appreciated, valued, heard, seen, felt, and God is able to do that in the connection that you're with people. People introduce God and say, hello, my name is. At the end of the day, if you're around people who don't want to hear nothing about God, they probably want to hear nothing good about you. They want you doing well, but not better than them. They don't want to hear good about your having a person who really cares for you and having a family and
Right.
having a real sisterhood and having these things, because they're like, man, I can't have that. No, you're telling yourself you can't have that.
Right.
You know, and you are believing that in your mind, and you keep attracting those that are like that around you, so you can like have some kind of self-fulfilled prophecy, and then you're set with your sister who has these type of friends that they connect with. You can have that too.
Right.
But most people who are not really loyal to themselves end up being loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is what Cupcake gonna talk about.
I am. Because as you were talking, I really was like, nobody can be loyal to themselves. How can you expect to be loyal to somebody else and you can't do it for yourself?
Right.
I feel like most people go back to the dead things, or they go back to even the routines that they want to have. Most of us can't even keep those routines.
Right.
We can't do the things that are going to be a betterment for our soul and moving forth.
Mm.
So how do you expect someone to be loyal to you and you can't be loyal in the little things for yourself?
Man.
Yeah.
You also can't be loyal to who and what you don't know.
Yes.
Ooh.
Because a lot of people try to be loyal and they don't even know themselves.
Yes.
Or they try to be loyal to somebody else too early and they don't even know that person.
Come on, producer pastor, you better say something.
And then you end up crazy because now you're at fault.
Yes.
Because you ended up being loyal to somebody else that's about to drop you like a bad habit, and you
Come
thought
on.
you were doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty has become a selfish act, not a selfless act.
Come on.
Yes.
So that's really the problem. Loyalty is so bound up and selfish and what can be done for me, but not what you can be done to other people.
Yeah.
Like when you're trying to help somebody go forth, help somebody move, or to just to help them, give them a helping hand in anything it may be.
Yes.
Most people can't do that now because it's about what bag am I about to get,
Come on.
or I'm about to run this dude down.
Speak
I'm about to
word.
get his money.
Yes.
Like it's what we can take from each other and not about giving to each
Come
other.
on.
Yeah.
Nobody is giving or serving each other anymore. It's about what I can fulfill for myself. It's like we're in this selfish nature in a roundabout and it just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
How can we get to the point of being selfless and being a servant to one another? To be a servant to God, to do what He's asking you to do to help other people. It's kind of like, how dare you go day to day think that you're the most loyal thing out and you can't be loyal to God or yourself.
Right. The Bible says, love yourself as you love your neighbor. So if you, like you said, are not able to get with God and learn how to love yourself, you're not going to be able to love your neighbor. And sometimes loving your neighbor helps you come into loving yourself. Sometimes putting yourself aside and saying, God, okay, I don't like the way this feels when I'm thinking this way or speaking this way about someone. And I need to get to know myself. I need to get to know them. If I'm comparing myself, I'm not getting to know myself. I'm not getting to know you. If I'm over here comparing because of online, and you're over here having so much to say and sending DMs and screenshotting things and all these things that people do, but they're so loyal to you, no. Two cannot be the same in this sense because a double-minded man is unstable in all their ways. So one minute you're loyal with me and the next moment you're not. Because you are in that influx and the Lord really has stabilized that thing. People really be looking to see if we got that thing going on between us and it's not there because we have submitted ourselves to Him. Like Bex talks about that a lot in the house, like submit yourself. It takes time to do that, but eventually if you submit yourself to God, you will be able to be a loyal person. That feels so good to be truly loyal and not to a fault where it's a deficit. You done lost all your money because you treated all your homeboys out for drinks. Now they over here like looking at you for the next meal. What? Like, I've been there so many times. It's like, am I loyal or am I broke?
Both of them. Like loyalty and wisdom, they need to hold hands. You know, they gotta be together. Because if you just out here blindly being loyal and you're not even in the right vein, you're gonna find yourself in the wrong space. So it's like, you know, everything always points back to God, right? So it's like, okay, is God pleased with my decision with this? And like again, like I said, sometimes God will pull you out of some stuff that you ain't ready to leave.
Come on.
Sometimes He'll put you in the places where it's like, this is not the plan that I had, you know, but we also understand that this life is not our own. So a lot of times, you know, God, I always say God works in the uncomfortable. You know what I mean? He likes to get you uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of times, you know, we really have to leave behind things that we don't, people, you know, sometimes things that we don't necessarily want to walk away from. But it's like, are you loyal to man or are you loyal to God?
Right.
You know, do you trust Him? Do you trust Him with everything? Are you sure?
Right, because these are all the preconceived that come before, I think, like you said, like loyalty. Like you said, they have to walk hand in hand, and this is what's building your loyalty, like in a sense. So I agree.
Stepping stones. That's good. Like stepping stones when He's like teaching you what it is to be loyal. And when He's like teaching you what it is to be loyal. To really get to that place where you need to be in Christ, and how can handle other people and handle other people with care. Once you handle Him with care, you'll be able to do the same.
I feel like crying now, tears of joy, because this is like this is answer prayer. Like I'll be going through, but I got a crew that will pray for you, okay? And that is necessary. That is needed. Like, you know, everybody, you know, I ain't like professionally saved, as Rosie be joking. But we are just a group of women trying to live right. Follow us on all the platforms. But no, my last point was saying, like, literally, like, the Lord, He was even loyal to Judas. He was loyal to Peter. He was loyal to Lucifer. And, like, if we really seeking to know how to be loyal to some folks that you know can, will, and might do any other thing. So what? There's no fear in love. Like, you're gonna take a risk. I got trust issues. Let's just leave that behind. If you tuning in, you ready to be delivered from this system that's telling you don't trust, don't take a risk, don't get with God. All of it points to just not getting with him, really. If you surrender, you're going to be in a position to pivot and be like, man, I really want to have an experience where I could really be a person that can be counted on. And God can count on me and I can count on him. Then he's going to send me people that's that way. And I can come out of generational curses. I can come out of cycles that I've been in with things and with myself and other people. And the adversary is going to come for you every time and do all the things that Rosie described. Backbite, slander. But God, look. And look, the Job experience, all the whole time. So even if you ain't got a person in this earth that's doing all those things, we got him that's on our neck and that's telling him, hey, look. But we also have an advocate who's like, no, she can be trusted. Oh, no, I see her heart. Oh, yeah, she hasn't had experiences that can prove that she can be loyal, but I'm going to show you that she can be. I'm going to show you with me. And it's like, oh, Lord, you supposed to be lording out. You supposed to be feeling things.
Yeah, I think like it's like also it's that question of like when do you decide? It's like when is enough? When do you decide what to truly be loyal to? To where your loyalty really lies to what really, like we said, like fuels your heart, fuels your soul, fills your cup, like those things that. And it's like, because is the partying or is the drugs, are your friends, are your homeboys, like, is that loyalty really, like, gonna take you to the places that you want to be? Like, your goals and dreams, or your all desires. Of these things? Yeah, your desires. Like, the desires of your heart is, like, like, maybe, like, I don't know. I think becoming saved, we really had to, like, that was the question that we had to, like you said, it's like a getting to know yourself, and it's really that question that we're still finding and answering ourselves, but it was only in Christ, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, man, like, all right, so shifty. We're gonna shift some things.
Yes.
But yeah, anything else we want to add to that? Nah. All right. Well, that was our segment of loyalty. Loyalty. But anyway, I'm just so glad like I have this group of girls that are loyal to, not only loyal to our friendship, our sisterhood, but like first and foremost loyal to God. Like that's just so dope. Like she was saying, like I never thought I would be here. But yeah, this is so dope. And like you said, I hope this reaches someone who, like, if you were tuning in a little bit, then I think something could maybe do something for you. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. And I'm Dexter.
I'm Rosie.
I'm Cupcake.
I'm Reese.
And we out.